something is happening inside your heart. I can feel it. I can feel it so loud, it's almost like I've got headphones on and your energy is the only song playing right now. And you know what's crazy? You've been doing this thing without even realizing it. Making space, clearing the clutter, almost like you've been cleaning out an old closet where nothing fits anymore. You don't even know why you're doing it, but I do. It's because something new, something beautiful has been trying to walk in. Welcome, babe. If you're here right now, it's not by mistake. The universe doesn't play dice with my messages. It doesn't accidentally put this video in your face. Nah. If you're watching me right now, this is for you, and you already know that deep down. So before I go any deeper, if you haven't already, just quickly, real quick, hit that like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Not for me, honestly, but for you. It's like telling the universe, yeah, I'm ready. Send me what's mine. Okay, let's dive in. Because the word that keeps coming through for you over and over, like it's on a loop, is indifferent. Indifferent. It's almost echoing. And it's funny because even a couple weeks ago, even last month, you were in this mood about love. You know, you were daydreaming, maybe catching yourself smiling at the thought of it, like, yeah, maybe it's coming, maybe this is the season. You were on that little high. And now it's like a switch flip. You're back in that logical space trying to make sense of something that isn't supposed to make sense. Let me tell you, just the other day I was staring at this coffee cup, right? I left it half full on my desk, and when I came back to it hours later, it was cold. The coffee was still there, technically, but it didn't hit the same. That's where your energy is right now when it comes to love. It's like, yeah, the cup is still sitting here, but it doesn't do anything for me anymore. And that's the tricky part. You're not sad about it. You're not bitter. You're not even angry. You're just kind of shrugging like, whatever, it'll be what it'll be. But here's the thing. I keep getting this image of you standing in a doorway. On one side, there's all this noise, past relationships, old patterns, those moments where you felt like you were putting in all the effort just to get crumbs back. And on the other side, it's quiet, it's calm, it's wide open. And I swear you've already stepped with one foot into that calm space. That's what your indifference really is. It's not that you don't care, it's that your heart is tired of being played with. So it's protecting itself, holding out for something real. And I'll be honest with you, this shift you're in, it's big. It's not just about love, it's about your whole frequency. It's like you've been tuning an old radio, right? And finally, you've landed on a station that's clear, no static, no weird commercials blasting at you. Just music, just clarity. And once you find that station, you don't go back to the fuzzy ones. You know what else is wild? I feel like even your daily life is showing you this. Like, think about it. Maybe you've noticed you don't have the same patience for small talk anymore. Someone asks you how you are, and instead of giving the fake, I'm fine, you just say what's real, or sometimes you don't even bother answering at all. You're conserving energy. You're not throwing your words around like confetti for people who don't even care enough to catch them. That's indifference too, but it's powerful indifference. Like yesterday, for me personally, I had one of those moments. I went to grab groceries and I saw this couple in the aisle arguing over which cereal to buy. And for a second, old me might have thought, that's love, that's partnership. But you know what I thought instead? That's noise, that's compromise over something that doesn't even matter. And it hit me. Love, or when it's real, doesn't feel like bickering over cereal. It feels like both of you are laughing in the aisle because you can't believe how small the decision is compared to how big your connection is. That's when I knew, yeah, indifference to the wrong kind of love is actually making room for the right kind. And I feel like that's what's happening in your life too. This stage you're in, it's like the in-between of seasons. You know, when it's not quite summer anymore, but not fully autumn yet. The air feels different, your wardrobe doesn't even make sense, but you can't deny the change is coming. That's exactly where you are emotionally. You're not chasing love. You're not begging for it. You're not scripting it out in your head every night. You're just standing there indifferent, watching the leaves start to shift colors. But let me tell you, that indifference is magnetic. It's what flips the script. Because when you stop needing love to show up a certain way, it sneaks in through the cracks. It surprises you. It shows up where you least expect it. And the crazy part is, it won't feel forced. It won't feel like you have to keep checking your phone, analyzing every text. It'll feel like breathing. Natural, simple. So if you're wondering why you're here, why you're hearing my voice right now, it's because you've reached the point where your indifference has opened the door. And yeah, maybe your mind is still trying to make sense of it, asking you, why do I feel this way? Why don't I care as much anymore? But your heart already knows. It's clearing space. It's rewriting the script. And honestly, that's the exact moment the universe loves to drop the real thing into your lap. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but your indifference isn't the death of your love life. It's the rebirth. It's the quiet before the storm. The good storm, the one that washes everything clean. And you know what's wild? The moment you try to explain love with logic, it slips through your fingers. It's like trying to hold onto water with a clenched fist. You squeeze harder and harder, but all you're left with is damp hands and no water. That's the energy I feel for you right now. There's something about your love story, or maybe it's this one specific connection that just doesn't play by the rules. And every time your brain tries to break it down, to solve it like a math problem, it's like the answer disappears. And I feel you've been in that space recently. You were on a high. You know the feeling. Text messages felt electric. Even daydreaming about someone made your energy feel alive. You were smiling at random things. Music sounded different. Even food tasted better. That's the rush of it. But then, out of nowhere, your mind came in like, hold on, this doesn't make sense. Why am I getting my hopes up? I need to calm down. I need to focus on me, my career, my empire. And so you pulled yourself back. You grounded yourself. You said, let me not drift too far into fantasy. But here's the thing. Logic doesn't erase love. It just hides it in the corners of your heart. That little whisper in the back of your mind. It's still there. It's like when I tell myself I'm done with sugar, right? I'll stand in the kitchen convincing myself how strong I am for not touching the cookies. But then late at night when it's quiet, I'll hear that whisper in my head like, just one won't hurt. And you know what? Sometimes that whisper is more powerful than all the rational arguments. That's how love is for you right now. You can tell yourself to focus on building, to stay indifferent, but the whisper won't leave. And I don't think it's supposed to. Because not every connection is meant to be dissected. Some are written in places where logic can't reach. Like, think of constellations. If you stare at a single star, it's just a point of light. Tiny, insignificant even. But if you pull back, if you let your imagination connect the dots, suddenly you see the shape of Orion or the Big Dipper. That's what this love is. On its own, in isolation, maybe it doesn't make sense. Maybe the circumstances are complicated. Maybe the distance is real. Maybe the timing feels wrong. But when you pull back, or when you see the bigger picture, it's written in the stars. It's etched into the map of your soul. And I know right now you might feel blocked. Maybe there's a challenge. Maybe it's like one of you is leaning in while the other is holding back. Maybe you felt doors slam in your face, or like every time you get close, something pulls you apart. But that doesn't mean the connection is fake. Sometimes resistance shows up because the universe is teaching you patience or alignment, or just making sure your heart is strong enough to handle what's coming. The detachment you feel right now, that indifference we talked about in the last section, that's not a wall. That's a reset. It's your soul saying, I don't need to chase this. I don't need to obsess. I'll let what's mine find me. And ironically, that's the exact energy that pulls real love toward you. Love doesn't thrive in desperation. Love thrives in freedom. Let me give you a little real-life example. The other day, I was working on my laptop, right? I had music on, notifications buzzing, tabs open everywhere. Chaos. And I couldn't focus. My brain was trying to hold everything at once, so I shut it all down. I went outside, sat in the sun, no phone, no distractions, and guess what? The idea I'd been chasing all day, the sentence I couldn't write, just popped into my head, clear as day. That's love beyond logic. It doesn't arrive when you're forcing it, when you're calculating every move. It shows up when you're still, when you're open, when you stop trying to predict how it's going to happen. And I feel like you're in that perfect place right now. Detached, indifferent, open, not chasing, not clinging, not begging the universe for answers, just existing. And in that space, you're going to realize you're meant for something bigger. Not just romance for the sake of romance, but divine love. The kind of love that doesn't need proof, that doesn't need spreadsheets or explanations, the kind that makes your soul feel like it finally came home. It's almost like your whole journey so far has been training you for this. Every disappointment, every person who didn't show up, every connection that fizzled, it wasn't wasted. It was building your muscles, teaching you how to recognize what's real, because when this true love arrives, you'll know. Not because it makes sense, but because it doesn't have to. And that's the part that might scare you a little. Because when you're used to logic, used to analyzing, used to planning every step, surrendering to something bigger feels risky. It feels reckless. But isn't that what love has always been? The leap, the surrender, the faith. I can see it so clearly. You sitting there, half in disbelief, half in surrender. One part of you rolling your eyes like, yeah, sure, divine love, whatever. And another part of you, the softer, quieter part, whispering, but what if it's true? And let me tell you, if that whisper won't leave you alone, it's not for no reason. So maybe right now you're telling yourself to focus on your empire, on your goals, on yourself, and you should, absolutely. But don't mistake that focus for the absence of love. Love isn't waiting for you to stop working. It's weaving itself into your story, even as you build. It's written in your timeline like ink you can't erase. Because this isn't just any love. This is soul-etched, star-written, fated, the kind that logic can't cage. And whether you're ready to admit it or not, it's already moving closer. And you know what's funny? Love always gives itself away before it shows up. Like, the universe will drop little breadcrumbs, and if you're paying attention, you'll start noticing them. And I feel like right now, whether you're in a connection or not, you're slowly beginning to understand deep down that love isn't something you were denied. No, it's something you're meant to experience fully. And here's the twist. It doesn't even matter if it's with that person you've been thinking about or if it's with somebody new who hasn't even crossed your path yet. Because either way, the energy is here. You've already stepped into it. that indifference you've been feeling, that shrug of the shoulders, that whatever happens, happens vibe, that's not emptiness, that's openness. That's you stepping into the exact vibration where love can actually find you. Think about it. When you're clinging, when you're chasing, you're closed off. But when you're relaxed, when you're indifferent, when you've stopped gripping love like it's a lifeline, that's when it has room to walk in. And I can feel this Venus energy around you too. You're tapped into beauty, into love itself, even if you don't notice it right away. Like, have you caught yourself pausing just to look at the way the sunlight hits the trees lately? Or how flowers seem brighter than usual? That's not random. That's you syncing with love. Because one of the biggest signs that love is approaching in the physical, like really stepping into your life, is when you start noticing love in the small things, in the way the earth smells after it rains, in a stranger holding the door for you, in a random song that plays at the exact right time. Love doesn't just show up, it rehearses its entrance. But let's be real, you're tired, you've been exhausted, drained, and I feel that so strongly for you. It's like you don't even have the energy to daydream about love anymore. You're in survival mode, and that's why sometimes you're like, love, please give me a break, stay back. I need to rest. I need to focus on just making it through the day. And that's okay, that's valid, because nobody can romanticize life 24/7, especially not when you're running on empty. The other night, I was sitting at my desk staring at my to-do list, and it just looked like a foreign language. My brain couldn't process it. I literally shut the notebook, laid down, and thought, I don't care what's on that list, I just need to breathe. And I feel like that's where you're at with love right now. It's not that you don't want it, it's not that you've given up, you're just too tired to keep holding your breath, waiting for it, so you're laying it down. And ironically, that's what makes space for it to come. Because here's the truth, even in your exhaustion, even in your silence, love is moving. It's being orchestrated behind the scenes. You don't have to chase it, you don't have to monitor it like a stock chart. It's already in motion, already aligning with you. And when it arrives, it won't feel like a battle, it'll feel like a soft landing. Let me give you an image. Imagine you're walking through a crowded train station, heavy bag on your shoulder, earbuds in, just trying to survive the commute. You're not looking for anything, you're not searching, but out of the corner of your eye, you notice someone looking at you, and in that tiny moment, the whole world slows down. That's how love sneaks in, not when you're on high alert, scanning every face, but when you're too tired to look, too indifferent to chase, too focused on just existing. That's when the universe says, now they're ready. And I also feel like lately, the universe has been nudging you with small reminders of what love feels like, even when you're not paying attention. Like maybe you noticed how good it feels when your friend texts you out of the blue to check on you, or how comforting it is when your pet curls up next to you after a long day, or maybe you laughed at a silly meme online that reminded you you're not alone. Those are all signs. That's love saying, hey, I'm still here and I'm coming closer. And I'll be honest with you, you don't have to be in the lovey-dovey mood right now. You don't have to force yourself into romance mode. That's not how divine love works. It doesn't need you to perform. It just needs you to be, to rest, to trust. Because love isn't waiting for you to have perfect energy. It's being woven into your life, even when you feel messy, even when you feel numb, even when you're not in the mood. And maybe that's the hardest part to believe, that love could still be moving toward you even when you're not actively calling it in. But isn't that the most beautiful thing too? That even when you're exhausted, even when you say, not today, I can't think about this today, the universe doesn't stop aligning it. It's patient, it's quiet, it's steady. So yeah, maybe right now you feel like you've got no energy left to give, but don't mistake that for emptiness. You're not empty, you're resting, you're recharging, and love isn't passing you by while you do that. It's preparing itself, tuning itself, so when it steps into your life, you'll actually be able to hold it. Because here's the truth, love isn't just an event, it's a frequency. And even in your silence, even in your distance, that frequency is humming. And sooner than you think, it's going to become so loud you won't be able to ignore it. And there's this pull, this quiet tug that won't let go. And what's strange is it's not always physical. Sometimes it's not even about words or actions. It's deeper than that. It's soul to soul. I feel like for you right now, there's distance between you and someone. Maybe you know exactly who it is. Maybe you don't. But even in that distance, the love is growing. Hearts don't shrink just because smiles or silence are in the way. If anything, they expand. They learn to speak in ways the mouth can't. And listen, if you don't know who this person is yet, it doesn't matter because your soul has already made the call. You might not remember dialing, but you did. Somewhere in the quiet moments, somewhere in the ache of wanting something real, your heart whispered out into the universe, send me my person, send me the one who matches my soul. And let me tell you, that call was answered. Not maybe, not someday, already. The echo of your voice reached them wherever they are. And the same way you feel those random surges of energy, that sudden heaviness in your chest, or that weird moment of deja vu, that's them responding. It's wild because I see seeds being planted in both of you. Like, even if you've never met, your lives are shifting in parallel. You're waking up, they're waking up. You're shedding old habits, they're shedding theirs. It's like two separate gardens on opposite sides of the world. and yet both are sprouting at the exact same time, and you don't even know why. You're suddenly drawn to take better care of yourself, why the mirror feels different, why you're reaching for healthier choices, fixing your posture, dressing with more intention. But I'll tell you why, because love is preparing you. Because on a soul level, you're already acting as if you're in love. And I've noticed those little behaviors in myself too. Like yesterday, I caught myself checking my phone for no reason, just unlocking it and staring at the blank screen. And I thought, what am I even doing? But the truth is, it's anticipation. It's like a part of me already knows something is coming and my body's just playing along. I feel like you've been doing the same thing, glancing at your phone, looking around when you walk outside, feeling this weird sense like something or someone is about to step into your orbit. Like that's not imagination, that's intuition. That's your soul already feeling the footsteps of someone approaching. And maybe you've been wondering why you suddenly feel restless at night, why you're daydreaming more, why you're playing out conversations in your head, why music feels different. It's because this call of souls is not a one-way message. They feel it too. Even in their distance, they're being pulled toward you. Even in their silence, they're leveling up in ways they can't fully explain. And when the timing clicks, it's going to feel less like meeting and more like finally. You know what it reminds me of? Two magnets sitting on opposite ends of a table. You can separate them, you can put space in between, but the pull doesn't go away. That invisible force keeps humming, keeps drawing them closer until eventually, click, they snap together. That's you and this soul. That's the invisible law of energy that no logic can fight. And what I love about this stage is how subtle it is. It's not fireworks yet. It's not loud. It's quiet. It's in the way you suddenly feel motivated to drink more water, to get more sleep, to clean your space. It's in the way you're drawn to beauty, to creativity, to small acts of self-love. You think you're doing it just for yourself, and you are, but you're also preparing for them. Because the truth is, when this love arrives, it won't fit into the old version of you. It will only fit into the leveled up version you're becoming right now. And maybe you're asking yourself, why now? Why all of a sudden? But timing is everything. The universe doesn't plant seeds in winter. It waits for spring, for the season that can actually hold the bloom. And that's where you're at, your season of bloom. The soil has been turned, the seeds are sprouting, and the anticipation you feel is the first sign that love is already on the way. I'll be real with you. Sometimes the stage is uncomfortable. It's like waiting for a package you ordered weeks ago. You check the tracking number, you refresh the page, you wonder if it got lost. But the truth is, it's already moving toward you. Just because you can't see the delivery truck doesn't mean it's not coming down the street. And when it shows up, you'll laugh at how anxious you were. So yeah, right now there may be distance, physical distance, emotional distance, or maybe just the distance of time. But don't mistake that for absence, because the bond is already alive. The call has already been sent and received. And both of you, whether you know it or not, are getting ready for that moment of arrival. And if you're honest, you've been feeling it. That little extra glow in your face when you look in the mirror. That sense that you're not just living for yourself anymore, even though no one's officially here yet. That subtle excitement when you wake up, like today could be the day something shifts. That's the call of souls. That's your higher self whispering that love is closer than you think. So keep leveling up. Keep taking care of you. Keep answering that pull by staying open. Because what you're sensing isn't imagination. It's the echo of a heart that already belongs with yours, slowly finding its way back home. And you know what's so interesting about your energy right now? You're gifted. Like, truly. You have this natural ability to see things before they happen, to sense the shift in the air before anyone else notices it. You read patterns, you catch vibes, you connect dots that other people don't even realize are on the page. And yet, right now, you can't see what's coming. You feel it, you sense it, but you can't see it. And that's not because you've lost your touch. That's intentional. That's the universe stepping in. Like, nope, this one, you don't get to control. This one, you don't get to sabotage with overthinking. And I know how frustrating that feels because I'm the same way. Just the other day, I was scrolling through my calendar, trying to anticipate how the week was going to play out. And then, boom, I got a call from someone I hadn't heard from in years, out of nowhere. And it reminded me, no matter how much we plan, no matter how much we think we know, the universe always reserves the right to surprise us. And in your case, that's exactly what it's doing. What's meant for you is already on its way. It doesn't matter if you're tired, if you're distracted, if you're still piecing yourself back together. It's going to arrive regardless. That's the thing about divine timing. It doesn't wait for you to be perfect, it just shows up. But I get it, you're human, so you try to make sense of it all. You analyze the feelings, you replay scenarios in your head, you ask yourself, what does this mean? Why am I feeling like this? But this isn't something to make sense of. It's not math, it's magic. And the universe knows you. It knows that if you had all the details, if you could see the whole roadmap, you'd probably start tinkering with it, adjusting it, maybe even second guessing it. You'd be like, well, maybe I should text them first, or maybe I should change this about myself before it happens. And that's why the universe is keeping you in the dark right now. Not to punish you, but to protect the moment, to keep it pure, to keep it serendipitous. It wants you to stumble into this, to feel that shock, that wonder, that goosebumps down your arm kind of moment where you're like, wait, what just happened? Did that really just happen? Because that's what makes it real. That's what makes it unforgettable. Think about it. Some of the best moments in your life didn't come from planning. They came from the unexpected, that one conversation that changed everything, that one chance encounter that shifted your direction, that one smile from a stranger that stuck with you for years. That's the energy that's circling you right now. And I feel like that's why you've been moving differently. You've been putting yourself together a little more, even on the days you don't feel like it. Fixing your hair before you step out, picking an outfit that makes you feel just a little more confident, maybe even glancing in the mirror longer than usual before leaving the house. And when you're out, you're looking over your shoulder, scanning the room, wondering, is today the day? Is this where it happens? That's not paranoia, that's anticipation, that's your soul knowing something is brewing. And let's be real, you wouldn't feel this if nothing was on its way. The body knows, the energy knows, the heart knows. You don't randomly start feeling restless like this, curious like this, for no reason. It's because something's aligning. The gears are already turning behind the scenes. I had a moment like this not too long ago. I was running a quick errand, nothing special, grocery run, hair messy, just trying to get in and out. And I swear I bumped into someone who ended up opening a whole new door in my life. Totally unplanned. If I tried to orchestrate it, it never would have happened. And that's how the universe works. It loves to catch you off guard because that's when your guard is down. That's when the magic can slip in. So if you've been feeling that weird little buzz of anticipation, that butterfly energy without a clear reason, don't ignore it. Don't dismiss it. That's your higher self picking up the signals before they land in the physical. That's you tuning into the surprise. And I'll tell you this, the surprise is going to feel bigger because you didn't see it coming, because you weren't trying to map it out, because you weren't checking the stars or the clocks or the timelines. You'll look back and realize the universe was deliberately hiding the details just so you could feel the awe of it. So yeah, you can't see it right now. And that's the point. This is not a puzzle you're meant to solve. This is a gift you're meant to unwrap. And when it arrives, whether it's a person, a moment, or a meeting, it's going to feel like walking straight into a scene you didn't know you'd been rehearsing for. And that, babe, is why you're feeling this way. That's why your spirit is restless, why you're looking around corners, why you can't shake the sense that something is about to happen. Because it is. And that's exactly why the universe doesn't want you to see it all right now. Because if you knew the full details, if you could trace every step, it wouldn't surprise you and it wouldn't grow you. That anticipation, that little restless energy we just talked about, is training your spirit. It's putting you in the perfect posture to receive without grasping, to expect without forcing. And honestly, this is where the real magic kicks in because you finally reach the point where you can let go. This detachment, like, oh babe, this detachment is power. Don't underestimate it. You might not even realize how much you've shifted, but I see it so clearly. Maybe before you were leaning into obsession, you know what I mean, looping love videos, pulling cards, searching for signs in every post, every number, every little thing. You were deep in the energy, soaking in it, almost drowning in it, until something inside of you whispered, enough, calm down, breathe. And you listened. You pulled your energy back. You stopped chasing, stopped overanalyzing, stopped trying to control the narrative. And now look at you. Detached, centered, strong. You know that if you're alone, you'll handle it. You've proven it already. You're hyper-independent, and I mean that in the best way possible. You've rebuilt your foundation. And this time it's stronger than ever. It's like when a building gets torn down to the ground and the architects decide, okay, if we're doing this again, we're doing it earthquake-proof. That's you, earthquake-proof. Nothing and no one can shake what you've built inside yourself. And here's the beauty of it. You know now that whether love approaches you or not, you'll be good. You don't need to chase anyone down the street. You don't need to beg the universe to hurry up. You've reached the kind of indifference that says, if it finds me, it finds me. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Either way, I'm winning. And babe, that's the most magnetic state you could possibly be in. Because love, real love, doesn't want desperation. It doesn't want someone clawing at the door. It wants exactly what you're radiating right now, quiet strength. Unshakable calm, the kind of presence that doesn't need to be validated to be valuable. Let me give you a little personal example. The other day I was at this coffee shop and I noticed how different people carry themselves when they walk in. Some come in all frantic, rushing, apologizing, fumbling with their wallets, scanning the room nervously. And then there was this one person I'll never forget. They walked in calm, no rush, ordered their drink with a smile, found a seat, opened a book. Didn't even glance to see who was watching. And yet everyone noticed them. The room shifted. That's detachment, that's power. And that's you right now. You're not fumbling for anyone's attention. You're not scanning the crowd. You're just existing in your own steady frequency, and that's what makes heads turn. And maybe part of you is still adjusting to this, still wondering if indifference means you've given up. Let me be clear. It doesn't. Indifference in its highest form doesn't mean apathy. It means trust. It means you're so rooted in your own worth that you no longer need to beg for what's already aligned with you. It's like standing at a train station, but instead of pacing the platform, checking your watch every 2 seconds, you sit down, put in your headphones, and let the train come when it comes. because you know it's coming. That's the energy you're in now. And the universe, it responds to this like a magnet. Because when you're in desperation, you send out static, resistance, chaos. But when you're in this detached state, you send out clarity, openness, ease. It's like tuning a radio station. No crackle, no fuzz, just pure frequency. That's why opportunities are going to start moving toward you. That's why people are going to start noticing you. Because they can feel that you're not demanding their attention. You're commanding it simply by existing. And let's be honest, this wasn't always you. You had to grow into this. You had to walk through heartbreak, disappointment, silence, rejection, loneliness, to finally stand here and say, I know my value, whether you see it or not. And that's why this detachment is so magnetic. It's born from experience. It's not fake confidence. It's real. You've earned it. So now, when love comes, and it won't come to fill a void. It'll come to meet you where you already are. You're not standing empty-handed, begging for someone to complete you. You're standing full, whole, radiant. And whoever meets you here has to match that. Otherwise, they'll just bounce right off your frequency. And maybe you've noticed this already, how certain people who used to take up space in your life don't even feel attractive anymore. How old connections don't have the same pull. How you're not tempted by the same patterns. That's not boredom. That's growth. That's the universe filtering out anything that doesn't match your new foundation. So let me remind you, you're not losing. You're not behind. You're not late. You're aligned. And this space of detachment you've stepped into, it's not the end of your love story. It's the power chapter. The one where you stop chasing and start attracting. The one where you realize that even if love never knocked again, you'd still be unstoppable. And that's exactly why it will knock, because it can't resist the glow of someone who doesn't need it to survive, but chooses it anyway. And that, babe, is where you are right now. Standing in your power, earthquake-proof, radiating calm. Whether love finds you today, tomorrow, or 10 months from now, you've already won. And that energy, that's irresistible. And that's the beautiful paradox of it all, because once you stand in that detached power, once you stop needing love to validate you, that's when the universe steps in with the real thing. It's almost like the moment you prove to yourself that you don't need it to survive, that's the exact moment it becomes safe for the universe to give it to you. And here's where it gets even deeper, because the love that's coming toward you right now, it's not random, it's not coincidence, it's orchestrated, but not just by chance or alignment. No, this is bigger, this is ancestral. If you've ever lost someone dear to you, maybe a parent, a grandparent, a close friend, someone you loved who left this physical world, I need you to know something. They're not gone, not really. They're still here, watching, moving pieces, whispering to the universe on your behalf. And I feel so strongly that they don't want you walking this road alone. They want to see you held, cherished, loved the way you deserve. They want to see you experience a love that actually heals, not one that wounds. You might not even realize how deep this orchestration goes. For some of you, this love that's stepping into your life, it's karmic justice, because generations before you, they didn't have this. They didn't get the chance to experience a pure, healthy, divine love. They knew struggle, they knew betrayal, they knew staying in broken relationships because society demanded it, or survival demanded it, and those shadows got passed down, whether you realized it or not. That pain shaped how you viewed love. Maybe you grew up watching relationships around you that were more about survival than passion, more about compromise than connection. And somewhere deep down, it made you wonder if true love was even real. But here's the thing, you were chosen to break that cycle. You were chosen to step into the opposite. The love that's coming for you is not ordinary, it's rare, it's divine. It's written as part of your soul contract, etched into your timeline, and sealed by the ones who walked before you. And if you've ever felt like love was delayed, like it just wasn't happening for you the way you hoped, understand, it wasn't because you weren't worthy. It's because the ancestors were aligning it perfectly. They weren't going to let you settle for crumbs. They've been saving you for the banquet. I'll give you a little story. The other day, I found this old photograph tucked inside a book. Someone in my family I never got to meet. And as I stared at their face, I thought, they lived a whole life without me here, and yet somehow I'm still carrying them forward. And it hit me. Every step I take, every healing I choose, I'm not just doing it for me, I'm doing it for them too. That's how deep this orchestration goes. When you heal, they heal. When you love, they love through you. And that's what this connection is going to do. It's going to heal generations, not just your own heart. And I know you've seen the shadows, you've lived the heartbreak, you've felt the pain, you've carried the weight of other people's brokenness on your shoulders. But the point of that wasn't to destroy you, it was to teach you contrasts. So that when the real thing arrives, you'll recognize it instantly. You'll know it's divine because it won't look like struggle, it won't feel like chaos, it won't taste like anxiety in your stomach. It'll feel like peace, like finally exhaling after holding your breath for years. And here's the assurance the universe keeps pressing into me for you. Your destiny is safe. Your career, safe. Your dreams, safe. Your greatness, safe. Nobody can touch what's already written for you. Not jealousy, not betrayal, not delays, not detours. And alongside all of that, woven into the same fabric is love. Not just any love. True, healing love. The kind that arrives like sunlight in a room that's been dark for generations. The kind that makes all the pain make sense because suddenly you see why you had to endure it to prepare you for this. So when you find yourself doubting, When you find yourself slipping back into that logical mind that says, maybe I should just stop hoping for this, I want you to remember, you're not the only one invested in this story. Your ancestors are, the universe is, the people who loved you and left this earth are. They're weaving it together because they refuse to let you walk the same path of heartbreak they once did. And I think that's why, deep down, you've always had this strange knowing, even when relationships failed, even when your heart was shattered, even when you said, I'm done with love, there was still that stubborn little spark inside you that whispered, but maybe, just maybe. That wasn't naivety. That was destiny humming inside your bones. That was your ancestors reminding you, don't give up. We're working on this. So, yes, you're destined for love. And not just any love, the rare kind, the divine kind, the kind that rewrites the story, not just for you, but for everyone who comes after you. And when it arrives, you'll know. Because it won't feel like desperation. It won't feel like obsession. It will feel like peace, like alignment, like coming home. And babe, you deserve that. Every shadow you've walked through, every tear you've cried, every doubt you've wrestled, it was never wasted. It was building the foundation for the kind of love that can actually hold you. And that love, it's already written. It's already sealed. And it's already on its way. And that's the thing about this rare love orchestrated for you. It's not just about romance. It's about restoration. It's not just about filling your arms. It's about filling the places in your soul that were left empty long ago. And this is where it gets really beautiful because the universe isn't just sending you someone to stand beside you. It's sending you someone to help heal the deepest parts of you. The parts you tucked away, the parts you grew up thinking no one would ever see or understand. This partnership, the one moving towards you right now, it's meant to heal your inner child. And I know you've been doing so much of that work on your own already. You've journaled, you've cried, you've pulled yourself out of places no one else even knew you were in. You've been your own parent, your own comforter, your own rescuer. And that's powerful. That's something no one can ever take from you. But the truth is, some wounds can't be healed in solitude alone. Some wounds need love, safe love, gentle love, the kind of love that feels like sunlight warming a place that's been in shadow for far too long. And that's what's coming. Someone who doesn't just want to love you as you are now, but who helps you reconnect with the version of you that still wants to laugh until your stomach hurts. Someone who shows you that it's safe to play again, to dream again, to relax your guard and let joy flood through your body without worrying it'll be taken away. The universe is sending you someone who will remind you of what safety and love feels like. Because, let's be honest, so much of what you've experienced before didn't feel safe. It felt unstable, chaotic, unpredictable. You had to tiptoe to anticipate moods, to silence parts of yourself just to keep the peace. And your inner child, the part of you that just wanted to be seen and loved freely, carried those scars. That's why sometimes you've caught yourself feeling anxious even when nothing's wrong. That's why trust has felt like work instead of ease. Because your earliest experiences of love, whether romantic, family, or otherwise, taught you to be on guard. But this next love, it's not coming to break you down. It's coming to build, to restore, to water the garden inside of you that's been neglected, to show you that love doesn't have to drain you, it doesn't have to exhaust you, it doesn't have to hurt. Love can heal, love can hold, love can be the place you collapse into at the end of the day and exhale, knowing you're safe. And you're ready for it. That's the beautiful part, because you've reached this place of detachment, of magnetism, of openness. You're in the perfect energy to receive. You're not clinging, you're not obsessing, you're not demanding that love come to you on your timeline. You're standing still, centered, rooted, and that makes you a magnet for the exact energy that matches yours. You've created the conditions for healing love to walk right in. Let me give you an image. Imagine a child with a scraped knee crying on the sidewalk. The wound isn't life-threatening, but to the child it feels overwhelming. Now, imagine a gentle hand picking them up, cleaning the wound, kissing their forehead and saying, "You're okay now, you're safe." That's what this partnership will feel like for the wounds your heart has carried. Someone who doesn't minimize your pain but also doesn't let you drown in it. Someone who says, "I see you, I've got you, you're safe with me." And it won't just be emotional healing, it's going to ripple into every area of your life, because when you finally feel safe in love, you start to play again. You start to create again. You start to take risks again because you're no longer bracing for heartbreak around every corner. That's why I feel so strongly that your love, your career, and your healing are all aligning in this season. It's not just one area of your life getting better, it's the whole picture. It's you stepping into a chapter where everything supports everything else. I had a little moment like this recently. I was cleaning out a drawer and I found an old notebook from years ago. Inside, there were doodles I'd made when I was younger. Silly sketches, little notes, nothing important. But as I flipped through, I realized those pages held a joy I had forgotten about. And it hit me. Sometimes healing is just remembering who you were before the world told you to be so serious. Before responsibilities piled on, before heartbreak weighed you down. That's what love is about to do for you. Bring you back to that place where laughter is natural, where joy is easy, where your inner child can come out and play again. And babe, that's powerful. Because when your inner child heals, your whole being shifts. The fear, the doubt, the exhaustion, they lose their grip. You start moving through life with more softness, more curiosity, more creativity. You begin to trust again. And that's when everything, love, career, abundance, starts flowing in ways you couldn't even imagine before. So hear me when I say this. This is your time, not just to receive love, but to receive love that heals, love that builds, love that restores. You've carried the weight of chaos long enough. You've proven your strength, your independence, your resilience. Now it's time to receive the gift your soul has always been worthy of: safe, divine, joyful love. And as it arrives, you'll feel your inner child smile again. You'll feel that long forgotten laughter rise up in your chest. You'll feel what it's like to be held not just in romance, but in safety. And when that happens, everything else in your life will align around it. Because love that heals doesn't just change your heart, it changes your whole world.